If you look over there, there's just a little bit of sun trying its very hardest. I just drove this car, and it's fair to say it's absolutely rapid. This is exactly how I ended up with this car. Someone brought me a 36 in, I worked on it, I drove it, like the next week I bought this. So, if that's a sign of things to come, this could be me. And also, if I make the bill big enough, Steve probably won't get it back. Anyway, I'm not working on that today. It's too rusty. Now obviously last video, most of this back end was back together and I was waiting for one thing. Boom, toe brackets. Now, these, I'll show you. This is the original toe bracket. This is the new one. So as you can see, the holes here on this new piece are much longer. Now that is so when I adjust all these upper and lower control arms to try and remove some camber, I do have enough adjustment on my lower arm to get the wheels tracked correctly. Now these usually don't allow you to get perfect like toe. So you get some toe brackets, drag the front end across, and you can basically have no camber and then like perfect toe with these, hopefully. Anyway, now what I said before was basically I'm trying to get rid of the camber so I can have more contact patch on the floor for drifting. So basically what you want is less camber. You don't want to be using half your tyre, especially when you're burning them up. You think, what a waste. Dead straight wheels on the back, loads of camber on the front. It's definitely a look. Yeah, we're just going to put these on and then just going to finish up getting the rear end back together. Cool, I've got the 2x zoom for this one. Could fit better. Not gonna lie, there's a bit of a gap there. So yeah, there's a lot of adjustment on this one and this one. Whereas this one here, it's already bottomed out and I don't understand why. I just got these off eBay. I feel like I might need to cut the end of that. I don't know roughly where it needs to sit, but you get the gist. Yeah, basically the standard ones wouldn't allow you to move it so much. So yeah, it looks, I've got lots of adjustment. I know that now, it's much better. I don't know exactly where it needs to be until it's all together. But what I can see now is the first point of contact. So this is what I like about this stage, is like, it's very easy to go back and alter things. So if I push this up here, there we go. There's my first point of contact. So like, if I was gonna, I don't know how low that is or if that's too low, but I'm gonna basically cut that nipple off, which is probably about 40-50 mil really. Cut that off, and then that way that's not gonna hit there when I'm like over big bumps and stuff like that. So it's always good to check what you're gonna hit before you start putting everything together. So that's still really accessible to get to. But yeah, I'm gonna stick all the brakes on, get the other side on, get it all built up, and yeah, that will be a fully rolling shell at this point once all that's all back on. Yeah, there you go. You can see quite clear as day there how much more adjustment you do get on there. Now obviously a small adjustment here would be a lot at the wheel just because of the leverage point. So you don't need like masses, but that little bit extra does help you. And this one's not that bad. It looks like it's been painted or something, but these do tend to rot out as well, I believe. So obviously stainless, so it's a good upgrade in that sense as well. There we go. One corner is fully together, minus the drive shaft, obviously. And that's the passenger side done. Well, give or take. So, running into some problems. Not problems that I didn't know about or didn't think about. This is problems that I didn't know were going to be a thing until I did it, because there's not really much to go off. Now, going from cup and spring to true coilover, obviously there would just be a normal shock here and the clearance would be a lot less. So the spring is obviously taking up a lot of room. So if you look under here, yeah, it's like just resting on there. Yeah, so my plan was, with these adjustable arms, I was hoping to try and bring the whole hub assembly in like 10 mil or so while keeping positive camber. So with the adjustable toe brackets and the adjustable arms, I was hoping to just sort of bring the hub in ever so slightly, just so it would tuck the big wheels underneath it. Obviously we did the hub so that it would also bring the wheel in a bit more. But yeah, I don't know exactly where the rim's gonna sit. I literally want it to be like here, and I'll cut the lip of the arch and I want it to just tuck under compression. Yeah, that hitting right now isn't the end of the world, because obviously these are adjustable. I can just twist this and there's now clearance in there. You may not be able to see, but there is definitely clearance in there. So I can just turn those and move those where I want. So yeah, my plan was to try and get all the tracking straight and the wheel in and stuff. But this is the reality of trying to do a lot of stuff that isn't off the shelf, so to speak, and not something that people normally do. Now, BC, they actually sell a true rear coilover kit, and I know for a fact that the top mount is offset. So where it initially bolts into the hub, where it initially bolts into the top strut top, obviously the strut still bolts into that position, but the top mount is offset like that. But that would fix that issue. Now, that's obviously something that I can make. This top mount up here can be pulled apart, and I could probably just remake the metal shape of it and create an offset top mount, and that would give us that clearance here, and it would straighten the coilover as well at the same time. So I can't do any of those things. I don't know where I stand until I've got the wheels and until I can get them where they need to sit. But yeah, this is part of the process. So this is one of the main bits of the build that I like, is trying to figure out what can be done and what's the next failure point and what's the next point to hit, etc. This is the bit that I like to figure out, and you know, because some people get to this stage and go, oh, it doesn't work. Now this is what I like doing. It's just like making things work that probably shouldn't. So yeah, technically, this car is now a full rolling chassis, basically. Put that there. Yeah, everything's on there. That is basically complete. Now obviously there's lots of moving around to do, there's lots of figuring out to do, but in the grand scheme of things, if I put some wheels on this now, I could push it out and roll it around, and obviously put the rear struts in. Now this one was all right, this hub. If you know anything about these E36s, these are really easy to strip out. Now this one, this was actually stripped out. Now I bought I bought these trailing arms separately, so I didn't even have the bolts out or anything like that, but I got to this one and it was stripped. Luckily, I have a tap and die set here, and it saved the day. Best investment I've ever made. I also figured out which way the toe brackets needed to go, etc. I just pulled them all the way this way. Now I can probably get a bit more if I cut the edge off here, and I could probably get a bit more if I opened up that one. It's a bit weird how they haven't added a bit extra material onto there, but I don't know where any of this is sitting at the moment. This is the thing, like I could be too far over and stuff. I need the wheels to continue on from this point. Also, the other day when I said, oh, all the brake lines are all new at the back, yeah, this one just rounded off completely, so ignore me. It's been a while since this has had 4 hubs on it. A whole 3 weeks. Obviously, I'm not going to fully finalise all of this, like put the shaft in, etc., because the work that I need to do inside there is going to be so much easier with the shaft out. I'm going to have so much extra access just to get to all that stuff. So yeah, that can wait. But for now, progress has been made. So yeah, wasn't even really going to come in this morning. I got other stuff planned today. I'm going to Weaselworks this evening. They've got little games like going on at their unit. Yeah, just a quick Saturday video for you. Cheers for watching. Goodbye. You know what? I like your sticker. Really? I put it quite good. I like throwing you around. I mean, oh, that's dark. That's dark. Ah, wait, I'll change the camera. Charlie, shit car. Best car ever. I got a video of you driving with it saying it's the best car in the world. Not the best car in the world, shit mate. Fiberglass kits are dead. That is a
Get